Hello YouTube, today we have a special guest. It's called an MSI, and some of the similar models at this one in particular is MS-16R81. Same connector as 16R5, 16R51, and probably the same as GF63 Fin 10SC. I had a video back in the days when we didn't have replacement connectors for it, what kind of connectors I was installing in those. But finally, the proper connector for this laptop came onto the aftermarket. Now, the problem with the aftermarket connector is that it's not aftermarket, it's exactly the same as the original one, same manufacturer, same everything. And I just wanted to show you that it's not exactly what everybody else sells, so to speak. You see, it's the legs are cut in the middle. Let me zoom it out like that. You see, like right there, this is the correct proper connector for this particular laptop. And there are two little ledges right there in the back, two plastic ledges. So if you're buying a connector, a replacement connector online, there is only one seller who I'm aware of who sells this stuff. And 3 months ago, this connector was selling for $50. Then the price came down to $40, and then it's $30, and now it's like 20 bucks or so. So considering we only charge, right there, it says $60 if you send us just the motherboard, the profit margin, so to speak, not so much profit because we spend money on advertising and other stuff, but considering the part is $25 and it used to be 35 bucks, what I get to keep is like 40 bucks, all right? And you should understand that the Amazon warehouse next door pays 20 bucks an hour, minimum wage. Vail Resorts pays $21.50 an hour for person who sells hot dogs in cafeteria. Minimum wage against 21 bucks or so. If you a ski patroller, the wage goes up. So the problem is where I live at, I can't hire any employees whatsoever because I just can't anymore. I used to hire people. I used to have 2 technicians working here full time for quite some time. And now it's like impossible to find anybody to work for anything lower than 21 bucks. So I have to work on it myself now. So I could either sell hot dogs for 20 bucks and it's steady job, or I could do this stuff whenever it whenever it comes this way. So please understand the price includes the part. So when some people complain that it's too high, it's not too high. So, and sometimes even if you replace this piece, system still doesn't work. And sometimes that's not even the problem. On this particular one, usually the plastic piece inside breaks. That plastic piece, you see plastic round piece, usually it breaks. But some brightest minds, my understanding, this is 120 watts coming through it. And this connector is not made for 120 watts to handle 120 watts. They never been able to, I mean, this is just too small of a piece to handle so much wattage. You know what else is not made to handle 120 watts? Those guys right there. So anyways, so again, if you're gonna be sending to me one of those laptops, please text me first that you're sending this model and text me that I should order the part. All right, email me or text me, don't call me, just text me, or that's one of those is coming, because the prices on those eventually going to come down to reasonable price levels so that the business will be profitable. But and again, some of the videos I make, I made videos 10 years ago, I made videos 5 years ago, and some of those laptops I keep still coming in, and those prices for those connectors came down quite a lot. So sometimes in the year 2024, it's still not very profitable. But in 25, 26, I'm sure not every single, but majority of this model gonna end up here on this table. It's not this table. This is a YouTube studio. Most of the work is done on another floor. So in another, but generally here at this location. So let me show you how to replace this connector properly, all right? Please don't try anything else besides what I'm gonna show you, because sometimes people just cut this guy off, and once they cut it off, they realize that, oh my god, you know, I can't do anything else, so they send it this way. And if you cut off this connector yourself, it's gonna be a lot more pain for me to work on this laptop. Plus, you're gonna damage the motherboard. You'll either break off this piece here. So unless you're doing exactly what I'm gonna show you, please don't do anything. Just pack it up in a box, not an envelope, but a box. Send it this way. Text me that you're sending this particular model so that I would order this particular part, all right? Because this part specifically made for just for this laptop. No other laptop uses this part. That's the reason why it's so expensive, all right? So let me show you what you need to do. So what you need to do is you need to put a whole bunch of flux right here. Then you need to put leaded base solder on these parts, on 4 connectors here. All right. The leaded base solder gonna mix with the unleaded base solder. Once the leaded base solder fixes with unleaded base solder, the melting temperature drops. And then you put some hot air on top of it, and this thing just pops out. You don't damage the motherboard, you don't damage the traces, you don't damage anything. The reason you got this metallic wrap here, it's usually it's a 3M 600 degrees Fahrenheit tape. It basically prevents the other components flying off the motherboard while I'm using the hot air, because when you're using the hot air, stuff starts to fly off the motherboard, right? So, and I don't tape it close by, I tape it far away so that the shrink wouldn't like follow. All right, so let me show you, all right? So again, flux, leaded base solder, hot air, and this thing pops off, and we're gonna pop this guy in, all right? All right, so we put some flux on. Some leaded base solder. And the reason I'm saying the profit margins are extremely slim, because the microscope costs $1,000, soldering iron, a normal soldering iron like the one that lasts forever, cost another like $500. You know, the recording equipment, all that stuff, so it's all cost money. Alright, so now that it's mixed with the... I'm just making sure it's all gonna mix well. The only one I'm not so sure is right here. So I'll put the soldering iron a little bit longer. Alright, looks good. Well, let's pop it out. I will try a really tiny temperature, like 350 or so first. Let's see. I think I need to melt the farthest out first. I know what, hold on. Let me show you. All right. Doesn't want to come out, probably because there's solder on the other side that keeps it connected. Like that, you see? Drops right out. And that's what needs to be done. Don't do it any other way, please. I mean, seriously. Now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna suck all of the solder from the motherboard. From both sides. All right. Need to cut the wick so that it would absorb the solder better. Alrighty. Okay. All right, so looks good, but not so good. The thing is, you can see that right here. You see this one is not empty all the way, and this one not empty right there, and this one is not empty. So I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of flux. I will fill it up one more time with this solder from the top. All right, and again, it's gonna mix up with the whatever is stuck in there. Let me show you. All right. Now let's try and get all of it out. All right. Good job. Still something stuck in there. All right, not a good job. Oh, no, excellent. Okay. So this is good. All right, so if you like the video so far, please leave a like, subscribe. If you feel like there's something I'm not doing correctly, feel free to comment below. Alrighty. Looks good. Good? No, not good. Alright, let's flip this guy over. Just add a little bit more flux. Some people would say too much flux, but and flux did double in price over the years. So maybe even tripled. All the chemicals tripled. Even though chemical companies are going down for some reason, like Dow Chemicals and all that busts, they are not the stock performance. I mean, not amazing. All right, looks good. It's under the microscope. You could see a little dot, but the new connector gonna fit in just fine. So let's find the new connector. All right, let's get the new connector in. I need some stabilization here for the new connector. Is that stable enough? Okay, hold on. I only got one try at it because, again, the connector is expensive. I don't have any more connectors in stock, so if I'm gonna mess this thing up, then I'd have to order another connector, and then I'm gonna be in a negative for this repair. All right. And then again, all the customer support, like people calling, texting, it all takes time. It's not like I just get the laptop all of a sudden for no reason. No, somebody has to call first for some reason, even though it says text or email if you have any questions. But what questions do you have? This is what is being done to your laptop right here. Nothing else really going on here. All right, so we got this one properly soldered. Okay, let's do the next one. All right, good job. Excellent. Let's make sure it's still nice and stable and perfectly level. Let's solder this guy. I mean, I have stable surfaces here. It just trying to guide a stable surface under the microscope so that you could see it better is what makes it harder. Not harder, it's really easy, especially for me, but just in general what I'm saying is, all right, so that's pretty much it. No, that's not it. All right, so the thing is, the solder didn't penetrate through all the way. You see, it's only penetrated through on this end. So we need to fire up a $8,000 iron, which has a, well, the iron itself is like 300. The tip for it is about $100. The heating station is another $500. So again, the reason why I'm in business for 20 plus years, because nobody else gonna waste so much money to work for the wage that. Okay, right there. Okay, good job. Only thing is I need to add more flux because I've been talking to you and I forgot about the flux. All right. Do the other end too. With the flux in place, it will let the solder flow much easier into the traces, because what you need a solid connection between the traces. Now this is this is just stabilization bracket here. It doesn't really conduct electricity, just for stabilization support right here. And the reason this $1,000 iron doesn't want to melt it well, because this is a ground, and the ground dissipates the heat pretty well. All right, now on this end it's going to be much faster and much easier, because this is not ground. You see, it just took a second and it doesn't dissipate. And yeah, by the way, take the heatsinks off when you're shipping it over, because heatsinks damage the motherboard in shipping sometimes, because the boxes are always not the right size. Okay, you see right there. So once we yeah, beautiful. Now let's do the positive pin. All right, let's see. And I need to twist and turn everything here so that you would be able to see everything better. Right there. Beautiful. Amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, this is much better soldering than the factory soldering. All right, beautiful. Good job. Looks perfect. Okay, let's look at the other side. Well, too much right here. The client might complain that you didn't do a beautiful job. So right there. All right. Good. Hold on, let me see it right here. This end right here. Yeah, you see how it sucked in everything in there? Beautiful. All right, so obviously I'm not gonna send the client the laptop, the motherboard in this shape, because we got a whole bunch of, even though we use a no clean flux, you could still see we don't have to clean it. But because it's a no clean, but to make a prettier picture, I still have to clean it. I mean, I can't just ship it like that. All right, so all right, chemicals usually do a good job here. All right, so all this flux needs to be removed. All right, if that doesn't help, we take a soft brush and we clean this thing off. Here we don't brush on any components nearby because we don't want them to fly off the motherboard. But this is nicely cleaned. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see right here what we got. The burn mark is not from me soldering, I think. The burn mark is from from the component going bad, I think. All right, so what we got on this side? Yeah, also need to clean here. Let's clean this guy up here. Right there, right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. And this business is not about money. This business is about passion. So I've been in this all my life. So, all right, let's dry it out. I have a fancy tool here, which is dead. I forgot to charge it. Oh no, it's not dead. Okay. And now we got Kimtech wipes. Those are lint-free wipes, which are gonna soak in the rest of the cleaning solution. All right. And final product looks like that. Well, I still have to dry it out all the way. It's gonna be sitting here on the dryer for some time, but this is pretty much better than factory. I can tell you that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Well, we can test it too. Let me show you how I'm gonna test it. And I can test it right now with the low voltage. And I'm sure, I mean, I'm not gonna plug it into the 120 watts because the board is still wet. I don't want to short out anything else here. So, but technically I will show you how to test it. All right, so the number one comment I get, how come you're still using the analog voltmeters? I've been using them all my life, so it's kind of hard to switch to non-analog. I mean, I know how to use both, it's just easier for me. Just old habits die hard. Anyways, so here, let's put this guy here, and let's test the plus. Okay. Anything? Strange. Let's see. Okay, so the ground conducts just fine. And the plus. Huh. What's wrong with the plus? Maybe my tip is bad. It's a brand new jack. Plus should be conducting just fine. Okay, let's do this thing in reverse. No, nothing. Maybe it wasn't a jack to begin with. Strange. Let's see. Let's take a look. All right, so we are looking for continuity. All right, so the jack to the motherboard looks good. Okay. And then we get nothing. Okay, so from here to here, we get absolutely nothing. No, hold on. Hold on. All right. My fault. Here is the situation. Everything's fine here. It just, I've been making the video and I forgot what I'm doing. All right. So this connector has 3 connections, not 2 connections. Usually it's a plus and a minus. This one has a data signal, plus, and a ground. The ground is right here. It conducts everything just fine. Right there. You see? Zero resistance. Okay. Now the one I was testing is the data signal. Now, considering this is MSI, it does not require a data signal because what many manufacturers do is they detect the data signal and they only want you to connect the OEM power supply to this laptop or to this motherboard. So in this particular case, MSI doesn't care if it's an OEM product or not OEM product. And then we have a positive. Positive is right here. You see? Right there. And we get steady resistance on the positive. And the positive is not here, positive is right here. Okay. So we get voltage going here, we get voltage going to the first MOSFET. Yeah, right there. Okay, and after the MOSFETs, well, it goes through this first MOSFET. Let's see if this is grounded or not. Oh, this is grounded. Maybe. Strange. Why is it ground? Hold on a second. I don't. Okay, so it seems like the laptop came in here not. Yeah, so the connector was probably fine. Okay. All right, so that's a good video right there. The video is that people send me the motherboard saying it's a connector issue. All right, I ordered the connector. I waste my money on the connector. And then it comes in here and it's not a connector issue. It's a shortage on the motherboard. All right. So what am I to do? And shortage on the motherboard, probably CPU or GPU burnout. So again, if you decide to send this laptop my way, please only send it if you had to wiggle the connector to make the system work. If it just died for no reason all of a sudden, has nothing to do with the connector, don't send it my way. Don't want to waste my time and money. So this is really unprofitable right now for me because this is just a waste of my time. So yeah. I guess I will have to troubleshoot a bit more and see if I can find what's causing the shortage. But yeah, a waste of my time, the waste of my money on the new connector. Yeah, again, so it's really useful video for everyone who had to wiggle the connector to make the system work, and eventually the system stopped working. It send it over. I mean, once you start to wiggle, send it over. Once you stop wiggling it, so right now I will let it dry a little bit more and put some voltage through it and see what we get, all right? Because maybe it's just my readings are off, so we will see. Unbelievable. I would make more money selling hot dogs at cafeteria at Vail Resorts. And I get to ski for free. I wouldn't have to buy the season pass. So here is snowboard. All right, so let's see what we got here. Is this producing any voltage here? Yeah, okay, so this is producing voltage. Let's put it the other way. Can you see it like that? All right, so here, plug it in, and we don't have anything anymore. I could hear a spark, meaning there is probably no voltage going through. Yeah, there is no voltage going through. Yeah, 0.37. yeah, I just looked at who was so smart to send the laptop, the motherboard my way. It's one of my customers who is a computer shop. So when you bring it to a local computer shop, they basically just tell you, oh, it's a connector issue. No power, it's a connector issue. But yeah, so this is, I have to reset the power supply. Let's reset the power supply. Okay, now we get the voltage again, and when I'm gonna put it in, the voltage gonna go away. Yeah, so it sparks, and it's over. So, anyways, that's gonna be a long day for working for, just trying to be profitable, right? Because I already wasted money on the connector, and wasted my time on replacing the connector. Something is shorting out, go figure what. Some of it is glued together. I'm just doing a visual inspection. Anyways, so I'm probably gonna stop the video here because, I mean, finding a shortage on the motherboard is a totally different game, and it's $60 is not what I signed up for. Not 60, it's already 40, 30, or already minus 20. So it's like a stock market, all right. And probably the system overheated and died. But again, I got the infrared camera here. I'm gonna scan the board for shortages, and I'll either get back to you if I'm gonna be able to fix it or not get back to you, because honestly, shortages is not what I signed up for this kind of money. Alrighty, so I've been trying the 5 volts to amps to push through the motherboard, and I get no heat signature anywhere. Basically, nothing shows up like something is shorting. Let me do it. And the voltage does drop, meaning there's an arc someplace, but where it's at, go figure. It's not that easy to figure out the conventional way. So this is probably a no fix. Maybe the SSD went bad, maybe, but that's highly unlikely. Let me add more power. I know it's not really exactly how it's supposed to be done, but let's see. All right, let's do this. Let's see if we're gonna put more voltage through. Anything comes up on the motherboard? Nothing. Nothing shows up on the motherboard as being faulty, even though we know for sure it's shorting out someplace. Where it's shorting, go figure. All right, now the cables are gonna show false signature. So here, false hit. All right, maybe here something. Oh, right there, right there, right there. Here you go. Here you go, you see it? This guy. Anything else? Anything else? No, this guy is going crazy. Let's see, is this the smaller one or is it the bigger one? Probably the bigger one. Okay. Just wanna feel that this guy is the one that's... Alright, it doesn't mean that this guy is faulty, it just means that it's going crazy. And it's going crazy because maybe that's what the fault is. Let me take my analog. I'm already up to this guy. Alright, let's see. Will I make any money today? Yeah, so it shows us 0, but again, it doesn't mean that this is the guy. Maybe it's the CPU. So I'm gonna take that out and see if we're still gonna have a short on that, on the motherboard. So yeah, let me take it off. Alright, so it doesn't look bad at all. Maybe it's a smaller one next to it. Usually there are some melting cracks or some... No, it's probably not the one that's causing the issue. Looks... Well, hold on. Is that some melting right here on the top? Hard to say, I have so many light sources here. Hold on. You know what? Let's see. I think that miscoloration on the top... Well, that miscoloration on the top could be from this overheating right now. Oh wow, and it sits in a bracket. Wow! Wow! Wow, did you ever see a capacitor sitting in the bracket? I haven't seen anything like this before. No, I mean, I've seen it before. It just... You see how it's up in the air? Wow, so what am I supposed to do in this case? Oh wow. Is that... Oh, and it's not a capacitor next to it. All right, so let's remove this guy. All right. And do I want to use a torch on this guy? Or do I... Well, there's not that many components nearby. So anyways, let me add some... I don't know. How do I remove the capacitor out of the bracket? Is that even possible? I wonder if the bracket soldered in or bracket is not... Oh, wait, is that a removable capacitor? No, it's not removable. No, it's soldered. It's all soldered. All right. Huh. All right. So will it come off the motherboard or it's not gonna come off the motherboard? Let's see if I just gonna try to push it off the motherboard. Or do I use a torch for this thing? Come on. Can we move it or we cannot move it? No, I mean, do you see what I'm talking about? The bracket. There's a metal bracket. Inside of the metal bracket is the capacitor. I mean, whose idea was it to do it like that? Bright minds. Alright, come on. The board is really good at dissolving the heat, so it's not like in... Okay, right there. Okay, so we got it moving. I wonder what was next to it. Was a capacitor next to it? Oh, well, you see how it fell into... Okay. So, here. We're gonna remove this guy. And we're gonna be... Alright. Oh, the bracket stayed. Well, anyways, that doesn't matter bracket stayed or not, but here. Let's clean this area up and see if we're gonna get any voltage. If that was the problem or not to begin with. And all computer shops send it my way because they know if I'm not gonna fix it, nobody else will. I have some clients calling me like, can you guarantee that you're gonna be able to fix it? Otherwise, we're gonna send it to the manufacturer. And I always tell them, you know what, send it to the manufacturer. Because once people like that with such attitude, like who at the manufacturer gonna be doing something like that? Can you imagine somebody in California? I mean, here in the middle of nowhere, $20 minimum. But I mean, how much would you pay a tech in California to do this kind of repair? Well, $100? Obviously, none of the manufacturers gonna be working on this kind of repairs. And I always find funny people who think there is that something gonna be built in the United States of America. You know? Like so, like besides Tesla, there is really nothing built in the United States. That's the reason why Tesla is the best investment, I guess, for the next. I mean, everybody gonna drive a Tesla. I'm sure about it, because Elon Musk is the only guy who is doing something. All right, let's remove this guy. Too much flux. Wait, was it a glue or something there? Because that's not flux for sure. It was probably glue. I didn't see it. No, maybe it was flux. All right. Alrighty. Was that from me soldering or was it something melted underneath? Take a look. No, there's nothing melted underneath. No, nothing melted here. All right, let me blow dry it first. No, that's a glue. Ah, no, that's a sticky. Oh, okay, I see the problem. All right. That's a sticky glue residue from this guy that stuck to the things I was trying to clean anyways. I was like, I have a nice, I call them lint-free stuff. Wait, no, I mean, that definitely something got burned through here. Hold on. Something got burned through here, no? Because this burning hole right there is not from me. Oh. Well, anyways, let me test. No, I don't see anything burnt. Let me test the motherboard right now. Let's see. Ah. Alright, so I decided the wire here. I need to clean this thing again. Alright. And again, I need to dry everything up and then see if it's gonna behave. Oops, hold on. Yep. That's what I was doing right there. Cleaning up this guy. and nothing got melted. All right, so let me blow dry everything again and let it heat, let it let it dry. Let it dry. Oh, you see those capacitors are also in the bracket. Then why would you do something like that? Seriously, people. All right, so while the motherboard is on the preheater heating up to basically dry out, the point is, all right, if you had to wiggle the connector, send it in, text me that I need to replace the connector, and close a note saying that it's a connector issue, all right? If you never had to wiggle a connector and you're one of those people who just says, you know what, this guy gonna fix it anyway for this kind of money, you can be sneaky and you can send it over and I will probably fix it just like I fixed this motherboard. Well, I'm not done yet. I still need to run it under the voltage. But the point is, I can fix anything, but not for this kind of money, all right? So if you decide to ship it over and you think you have a shortage on the motherboard, the reason you know it's a shortage on the motherboard, when you plug in your power supply, you will hear a click or a spark or something like that. And then the power supply gonna shut down. You unplug the power supply from the how you call it, from the power strip, plug it back in, plug the plug back in, and then you will hear a spark again. If that spark is what you hear, that means there is a shortage on the motherboard. The shortage on the motherboard gonna be $100 to find. All right, I mean to remove or fix. It's not gonna be $60 because again, it's a time-consuming process. I can do a dozen Power Jack replacement in the amount of time it takes me to replace one to find one shortage on the motherboard. Now for this motherboard, I'm pretty sure it's all good. All right, I'm gonna run it under the voltage, test and see if it's gonna work. And then I'm gonna put a new capacitor in. That was just a faulty capacitor. Usually it's CPU overheats or GPU overheats on those gaming laptops. In this case, seems like it was just a capacitor. All right. So let's see if the motherboard dried up already. To the best of my liking, and I'm gonna put it under voltage and see if you get the voltage. So let's switch this guy. I just wanted to dry it a bit more because again, I can make more money working on a minimum wage at Whale Resorts or Amazon warehouse. Not exactly where I want to be, but I think I would do more good at Tesla in engineering position someplace. But Tesla is located in extremely hot climate and I just can't tolerate the humidity and heat. So that's the reason I make this video up in the middle of nowhere next to Amazon warehouse and Vail Resorts. So. All right, so let's see if we can build America back. Let's take a look. All right, if the only guy in town can actually fix this stuff. Let's see. Let's take a look. All right, so we're gonna flip the motherboard this way. All right, so what we removed was this. Not here, yeah, it was here someplace. Some hair. And the reason I don't deal with anything that has a lot of glue on it because it's just glass and glue. It's all over the work desk. So I specialize in just one repair, even though I can do anything, can fix anything. All right, so here, and we had another one sticker. Where was the repair at? Here's the question. Oh, right there was the repair at. And we need to find that other sticker. All right, and for the life of me, I cannot find that other shield anywhere. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put another shield called electrical tape right where that previous shield was at. The reason that shield was there is to prevent the shortage with the motherboard. I mean, I'm talking about shield like that. And this shield is someplace, I mean, it just, the table, I try to keep the table clean, but once I have to put the this and that and everything just, and things just kind of get misallocated. All right, and for finding a little shield someplace here is in Japan possible. Right, so the shield was right here, I believe. Those are the components that we were protecting. All right, so it's gonna be like that. All right, just good enough. Yeah, okay. So let's see if we gonna get any voltage reading. Strange, why is my fluke? People tell me to buy a fluke. Yeah, I got some flukes around. Let's see. You can buy this one from the description below. It's just as good as fluke. So let's see if we're gonna hear a spark. Yeah, we heard a spark. All right, so the shortage is not solved. All right, shortage is still there on the motherboard someplace. So we're gonna get, oh no, we get 20 volts here. Oh, we got 20 volts here. So the spark was basically just a connection, I guess. Oh, we got 20 volts here. And let's see. All right. So that's ground probably, and this is positive. Okay, so we got 3.3 volts. Okay, so the motherboard is working. Let's see if we get anything. Let's see if we get anything down below here. No, we're not getting anything here. No, we get 20 volts right there. 20 volts. Okay, good job. All right, so I replaced the jack even though it didn't need replacing. And what I need to do is I need to find a capacitor of the same capacity and install it right there. I got tons of capacitors, and I'm sure we're gonna find exactly the same one. It's no big deal. The capacitor serves as what capacitor does is smooth out the voltages. So because the voltage is like it's never like steady. It does this, you know, up and down, so to speak. But the capacitor smooths it out, and it's next to CPU. Is that an NVIDIA chip? No, NVIDIA chip is right here. No, that's the NVIDIA chip, right? Yeah, that's the NVIDIA chip. Stack is doing great. So yeah. Again, let's put a capacitor right there so it would smooth out the voltage for those guys and for the chip, and see if it's gonna work. All right, just looking for the right size capacitor. This is too big. This is a too big of a capacitor. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's see if this is big enough. All right, let's try this guy. This one I like right here. And this one slightly smaller. Let's see. And now most of the clients gonna tell me, you know what, you could just borrow one from a same motherboard which you're gonna get on eBay or some other place. Listen, guys, let's see. This is ideal right here. Okay, so this one is ideal. All right, let's put that all stuff into. All right, let's get one of these capacitors out like that. Okay, good job. All right, just a note that, oh, okay. For me, it has been all morning working on this laptop, all right? Plus the part. At the end of the day, looking at how many hours I spent on this, I mean, for you, it's only 55 minutes right now, the video, but for me, going up and down the stairs, ordering the parts, talking to the client, and it's more than 2 hours. So the profit margin is already down to like maybe 30-40 bucks, assuming this thing gonna work, assuming I'm gonna put that in. So that's 20 bucks an hour. That's Amazon. So who else gonna work for a minimum wage and fix this stuff for you? Nobody in the United States is gonna do that. Nobody. So try not to give me calls. Try not to waste my time. Just like text me or email me and close a note if you never had to wiggle this thing. That way I will just go right ahead and not waste my money on the connectors and just look for the shortage on your motherboard. All right, but again, shortages are not 60 bucks, they are 100 bucks, and I don't specialize in them, even though I can do them. I just don't want to deal with them. All right, so take it easy. All right. All right, let's see if this capacitor gonna go right where the old capacitor was at, right here. Yeah, perfect size right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so couple of things. One, flux, no flux. I know I didn't put it exactly where I wanted to put because the placement of the capacitor would be moved if I'm gonna put it there. So just I know what I'm doing, all right? I've been doing it all my life. So just easy, people, easy. No need to be smart. All right, so what I'm gonna do. I want it to be a lot more beautiful, but oh well. It's gonna be like that. All right. Ready. I am not done yet. Just give me 1 second. All right. So here. Like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I'm just making sure it's all soldered in just fine. Because one is ground and the ground dissipates, well, but there is no ground here. All right. Good job. And the worst part is to get a callback from this particular client or from client for whom I'm working for like an hour or two, and we're gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna tell them that, you know what, I had to, you know, remove a shortage on your motherboard and spend like hours on working on it. What they're gonna notice is that some other component like this one seems like it was worked on before, and they're gonna call me and they're gonna complain to me and tell me they're no longer gonna use my business because we sent a laptop to you for the power connector repair and you messed our motherboard up. That's what I get to hear as a thank you for going above and beyond. I mean, it's never so. So I doubt that there's gonna be any manufacturing in this country ever again, because all we do is we ski, we snowboard, we finance everything, burning for cash, investors cash money. So yeah, nobody works anymore. Everybody just in sales, and well, sales is a stressful job too. So good thing I don't have to sell anything to anybody. All right, so here, want to make sure it's nice and dry, otherwise it's gonna short out again, and I'll have to go through the whole thing again and again. All right, so let's go. Power it up. Come on. Come on. Gonna cover the most important components here. Like that. Yeah, I know it's at an angle. That's on purpose, all right? That's on purpose. All right, so let's see. Oh, you know what? We can check it. We can check it, guys, and see if it's shorting right now. Maybe it wasn't a capacitor issue. Maybe it was something in the board itself. Let's see. Let's see if you're gonna get a shortage. No, we don't get a shortage on the capacitor. You see no tricks here. All right, so this is good sign. All right, let's do the testing of the current going through the motherboard again. And we're gonna do it this way. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look. An hour. So for you it's an hour, for me it's like 3 hours. All right, so again we get some sort of non-smoothing here. We get 19 volts here. Let's see if you get anything at that capacitor. Let's see. Oh, hold on, here, like that. Can you see it? Well, you can see it if you need to. Yeah, 19 volts right there. Okay, good job. Good job. Excellent. I'm so proud of myself today. Wow. For a minimum wage, I could fix this motherboard. Alright. Yeah, the business was profitable when I had people working for me, alright? The business became minimal wage business when Vail Resorts and Amazon took over. And the unemployment started to pay more than the employment. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. The board is in excellent shape. And if you got one of those boards, again, if you had to wiggle the connector, make a note that you had to wiggle the connector, all right? If it just died for no reason all of a sudden, make a note it died for no reason all of a sudden, because that's just depressing for me too. Because the business is about power connector replacements, not about shortages. But I can fix anything. So anyways, thank you. Have a good day.